Good morning. My name's Jess. I'm the engagement lead for the digital sourcing branch, and I'll be your host for today. This session will give you a clear, practical overview of how you, as a supplier, can successfully sell AI products and services to the Australian government. We know there's a strong interest across government in using AI to improve services, productivity, and outcomes, but we also know that agencies need confidence that solutions can be delivered safely and responsibly. Today is about helping you understand that environment and how to navigate it successfully. We'll cover the procurement landscape, where AI can be sold, and how to position yourself effectively. We'll also highlight some of the emerging governance requirements and risk considerations that agencies are dealing with. And if you can demonstrate that you understand these, you'll be well positioned for success. Please note that today's session will be recorded and shared via email. And then at the end of today's session, we'll launch a quick poll. If you could take 5 minutes to complete, this will help us tailor events to your needs. Today, we are meeting across different locations. I would like to acknowledge the Ngambri and Ngunnawal peoples as the traditional custodians of the land on which I am located. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands where you are all located, as well as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples participating today. I pay my respects to elders past and present, and I celebrate the diversity of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their ongoing cultures to connections to land, water, and community. So this is the set agenda for today. It's going to be content heavy, so please ask your questions in the Q&A within the chat function, and we'll respond with a document after the session. We'll start with a broader AI policy environment, and then we'll move into the practicalities of selling AI, where you can list your services, how to stand out, and what government buyers expect. And we'll finish today with a supplier-ready checklist that you can start using immediately. So before we go further, it's worth covering the broader direction for government. This is grounded in the Data and Digital Government Strategy, which sets the overarching vision for data and digital across the Australian government to 2030. Its focus is on delivering simple, secure, and connected public services, with people and businesses at the centre of how services are designed and delivered. Sitting within that broader direction is the APS AI plan, which was announced in November 2025. The AI plan is about coordinating the safe, responsible, and accelerated adoption of AI to help deliver that digital data government strategy. At the high level, the plan outlines how government intends to substantially increase the use of AI to improve service delivery, policy outcomes, efficiency, and productivity. There are three pillars that are structured around mutually reinforced pillars, which is trust, people, and tools. And these pillars are deliberately interdependent. Skilled people and clear governance are needed to use the AI tools effectively, and in turn, practical experience with AI informs better policy standards and workforce capability over time. So what the plan's trying to achieve? Taken together, the plan aims to deliver better services and outcomes, which means faster, more consistent services for people and businesses, and improve policy advice through better analysis and insights. We want to boost APS productivity and workforce capability, so reducing that manual effort and rework and freeing public servants to focus on more higher value tasks. Scale trusted use of AI across government, so moving from those isolated pilots to responsible system-wide adoption and enabling reuse of solutions and shared capability. We want to modernise how government works, so we're looking to embed AI into everyday tools and workflows to keep pace with community expectations and our international peers. So what this means for sellers is that agencies are expected and authorised to experiment and innovate with AI, and the technical capability alone is not enough. So understanding the human impacts and building trust unlock the innovation. Looking at the government AI landscape, our approach to AI has a strong emphasis on safety, trust, and responsible use. These frameworks influence procurement decisions, so suppliers need to understand them. Agencies are under pressure to ensure that it's transparent, fair, and secure when they're using AI, and they're looking for suppliers who can help them meet those obligations. The AI policy for the responsible use of AI in government sets the baseline expectations for how agencies govern their AI use. The initial focus of the policy was on agency-level accountability and transparency, So appointing an AI accountable official and publishing a high-level AI transparency statement. New requirements are coming into effect from December 2026. We'll go further, extending those expectations down to the individual AI use case level. So what this means is that agencies will increasingly need to be able to explain how specific systems are designed, how they're addressing, monitoring and managing those systems, and then create those clear expectations for suppliers to provide supporting evidence and artifacts. The AI-specific expectations sit alongside a long-standing security and risk framework, so including the Protective Security Policy Framework, Information Security Manual, and our Hosting Certification Framework. They'll continue to shape procurement requirements. To support agencies in meeting these expectations, the DTA has developed a practical guidance and tools suite, and together this will help agencies assess AI risks early, design responsible procurements, and move from proof of concept to scaled deployment with confidence. The AI technical standard sets out the expected practices across the AI lifecycle, from design and development through to deployment, monitoring, and decommissioning. While it's not currently mandatory, it is increasingly used by agencies as a baseline for procurement. So any suppliers that can align to it makes adoption and scaling much easier. We also have the AI Impact Assessment tool, which helps agencies assess the risks and impacts of specific AI use cases early, particularly where systems affect people, services, or rights. So suppliers will be expected to provide inputs or evidence to support this process, especially as use case level minimum governance requirements will come into effect later this year. AI procurement guidance does help agencies design procurements that account for AI-specific risks, responsibilities, and insurance needs. For suppliers, it signals the kinds of information, artifacts, and assurances buyers are looking to request during evaluation and contracting. Guidance on proof of concept to scale will support agencies moving from AI to move AI from pilots into operational use responsibly, and it highlights the controls documentation and operational readiness expected before AI solutions are scaled. So this is an area where suppliers can differentiate themselves. So you'll see a strong focus on governance and risk across the government AI procurement, and that is deliberate. It's not because government wants to slow things down. The APS AI plan makes it clear the government's intention to accelerate AI adoption to help government do its job better. AI has the potential to assist with a range of government functions. This includes delivering better services for citizens. One practical example of how AI is being used in government contact centres. So AI enabling triage and call routing are helping people get to the right pathway faster, and while tools like text-to-speech and call analytics give agencies better visibility of call drivers and emergent issues. This will help staff focus on complex or sensitive cases and improves the consistency of advice. It also allows services to respond more quickly when the demand spikes. Then for internal agency operations, AI can automate routine and high volume work to assist with drafting, record keeping, finance, and HR operations to reduce that manual effort and rework, and allowing public servants to focus on higher value strategic tasks. It can also help agencies extract insights from complex data analysis to support better decisions, whether that's modelling future demand, forecasting impacts, or testing different policy options before they're implemented. We also expect to see that AI increasingly used to strengthen governance and regulation by supporting risk-based targeting and helping detect fraud, waste, and anomalies in large-scale programs. Finally, AI is being increasingly used to monitor the physical world, for example, through computer vision and remote sensing to support environmental monitoring, asset and infrastructure management, and logistics. To unlock these opportunities and scale them safely, agencies do need confidence. And that confidence comes from the strong trust, governance, and oversight, supported by effective safety, risk management, and data protection. Transparency and accountability are critical so AI-supported decisions can be understood, explained, and defended. For suppliers, this means government's capability isn't just compliance. It's a key enabler that makes it easier for agencies to move forward. We'll now take a look at where you can sell those AI products and services. So BuyICT is the DTA's procurement portal for digital and AI services. Agencies use it to find sellers to work with, issue RFQs or RFIs, and complete contracts for work. Agencies can procure AI through our digital or cloud marketplaces, and they can also procure outside of these arrangements using RFQs, RFTs under specialist AI or ICT panels. What you can sell will differ depending on what you're an approved seller of. So for example, there are certain categories you would need to have applied for and been approved for on the digital marketplace panel 2 or the cloud marketplace the cloud marketplace to sell through BuyICT. Our marketplaces are open often, so if you're not currently an approved seller, please keep up to date when you can apply through our news section or on BuyICT or through AusTender. AI offerings can range from technical solutions to advisory services. And the key is to clearly articulate your AI capabilities so agencies can easily understand what you offer. So we're going to have a look at this slide, helping buyers discover you by building a strong and credible profile. So agencies often do their first pass of the market through BuyICT. So how you present yourself there can make a difference. Buyers need to be able to quickly understand what you offer, how AI is used, and where it fits their needs. If you utilize clear AI descriptions and capability statements, that'll help reduce ambiguity, while case studies are a powerful way to demonstrate that you understand responsible use of AI in practice and not just in theory. Just as importantly, awareness of government frameworks builds that credibility. Agencies are juggling new AI expectations, so we need suppliers who understand the policy, security, and assurance landscape. That just makes it easier to engage with. So at this stage, it's about signalling. This supplier understands the government context, and we know what good looks like to them. And while that last slide was about being discovered, this slide is about how you provide that confidence to proceed. So once an agency buyer is interested, momentum often depends on how quickly risks and assurance questions can be addressed. Having ready-made compliance artifacts can help remove friction and shorten those evaluation cycles. Things like model documentation, risk assessments, or data provenance information don't just support the compliance, it'll give agencies that confidence to move forward from interest to action. Early engagement also matters, so participating in industry briefings or responding to early market engagement will give you insight into what problems agencies are trying to solve before a formal procurement is launched. Suppliers who engage early and come prepared are better positioned when opportunities move quickly, particularly as agencies look to scale AI beyond the pilot. So what government buyers expect? They can tend to assess AI suppliers through a few consistent lenses because AI introduces additional risk and scrutiny. Broadly, they're looking for the confidence in those 3 areas: technical capability, ethical and governance practice, and operational readiness. You don't need to be perfect in every dimension, but suppliers who can demonstrate strength across all 3 are much easier for agencies to progress with. The specifics will always vary, but by use case and agency, but these categories consistently shape how AI solutions are assessed and compared. You'll see the same considerations appear when it comes to the technical standard and the readiness checklist shortly. I'll give you a moment to have a read through that slide, and this will also be circulated afterwards. Now, the AI technical standard is currently not mandatory, but it is increasingly becoming the baseline reference point for agencies to use when developing and assessing AI solutions. In practice, it reflects what agencies need to understand, trust, and manage AI systems over time, particularly as governance expectations move forward toward the use case level. If you can provide things like end-to-end lifecycle documentation, proportionate risk and impact assessments, and a clear transparency artifacts, you can reduce the effort required for agencies to assess your solution. Again, this can help agencies move more quickly from interest to deployment and from pilot to scale. So we've put together this checklist to be your practical guide for being procurement ready. You'll see that we've highlighted governance, documentation, assessment, strategy, and the technical, operational, and procurement side. If you can tick most of these boxes, you're in a strong position to respond to government tenders and RFQs. When I say RFQs, I'm referring to a request for quote. And key focus areas are across governance, technical, operational, and procurement considerations. Sellers can lose opportunities simply because of that lack of documentation, so consider this early and it will help you avoid that. So how to stand out? Standing out isn't just about having a great product, it's also about reducing that perceived risk and effort for agencies. Transparency, documentation, and responsible AI practices are major differentiators. So suppliers can differentiate themselves by making it easy for agencies to understand how their AI works in practice. Clear documentation, transparent practices, and evidence of responsible AI maturity all help build that early confidence. And then agencies also value suppliers who allow them to test and learn safely before committing to scale. For example, through sandbox environments or low-risk experimentation. Alignment with national and international AI standards is another strong signal. It shows buyers that your approach is designed to operate in regulated high-trust environments like government. And beyond individual solutions, agencies are increasingly interested in whether suppliers can support scaling and reuse, including the potential for cross-agency solutions, shared AI or MLOps, and more centralized approaches to monitoring operational, ethical, and security risks. In short, suppliers stand out when they don't just meet the requirements, but actively help agency adopt, govern, and scale AI with confidence. I'm aware that was very content heavy. So to wrap up, the key message is that government is motivated to innovate with AI, but it needs to ensure that those right safeguards are in place. BioICT remains a primary pathway for engaging with agencies on AI and products and services. Trust, documentation, and readiness do matter. They consistently differentiate suppliers and they do speed up decisions. Alignment with the AI technical standard is a strong signal that your solution is designed for government use and ready for scale. The more that you can reduce uncertainty for buyers, the faster opportunities can move from interest to delivery. In short, selling AI is absolutely achievable, but the preparation does matter. And then the suppliers who stand out are the ones that make it easier for agencies to say yes. I've included the resources used to guide this development of the session. I will share all the links when we send through the slide pack and recording. We also have our customer service desk. So they're available to answer any questions you might have when you're navigating BioICT. You can contact our team via the Contact Us page on BioICT or send through an email to ictprocurement@dta.gov.au. You can subscribe to our digital sourcing newsletter by following the link in this slide pack.